You're live. No. Oh yeah, you need to go get. Okay, we're good. So Dej, I need you to set it up. Yeah, it's gonna take it straight to. So we'll just keep running, right? Yeah. For as long as there's bandwidth there. Okay, I think we're good to go. Dej, let me get started. Okay. Okay.
Yes, you can actually sit in front there.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming this evening, for gracing the occasion. It's a Saturday evening, and normally Saturdays are very busy for everybody. You know, family time, shopping, household chores, we know what we need to do, but you've come out tonight, even though it's a little bit of a drizzly evening. The fact of the matter is you've come out. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Kayode Pham, and this is a local act for peace. This is the first Lagos Peace Festival. And a lot of the times artists play for themselves, play for their brand. Hey, I'm giving a concert, come and watch me or what have you. But it's not often you see artists come together for a cause. And this cause is about peace. And you know, with all the conflict that we're seeing more and more, not just in our own country, Nigeria, but also in the world globally, in the Middle East, a lot of the tensions in the Balkan area and other parts of the world. You know, we're seeing more and more conflict, more and more tension, and we've got to take time to celebrate peace. We've got to take time to promote peace, and sometimes we can do that with music. Now, it's not my idea, so I just want to tell you a little bit about how it all got started. I got called, the vision for this movement started off in Stockholm, Sweden. So it's an international movement, an international vision. This evening, today, this concert is taking place in Lagos, another concert is taking place in Nickleby, Sweden, and another concert is taking place in New Jersey in the USA. And we're all connected. And we're streaming live. And you know, the whole idea is to keep spreading the love, keep spreading peace, and let's get everybody, once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, doing something for peace so that the world can be more peaceful, you know, less conflict, happier people, basically, okay? Happier people. So this is really what's happening. Klaas Valin was the championed the idea, championed the move. He's based in Stockholm, and he contacted me through a mutual friend and said, look, Kayode, please, can you be part of this global movement? Okay? Please, can you bring Africa onto the map? So I thought it was an opportunity. At the time when he told me, I was like, I just don't have the time, I'm just too busy. So much is going on. But when I thought about it, I said, hey, it's for a good cause. When's the last time you did something for a good cause? When's the last time you played for a good cause? Everybody's playing for money, everybody's for the public. When did the last time did you do something for free, for nothing, for peace? You know, to send messages out there, you know? And as a motivational speaker, that's, you know, part of what I do, and a coach, I just felt, yes, it's part of my journey, it's part of what I should be doing. And that was the reason why I then thought about it, I said, okay, let's do it. And once I said, let's do it, I got the services of my good friend Papa Sadiq right here, and Fatima, where's Fatima? Fatima at the back. And they were wonderful, they just helped me arrange the artists in record time. And then I spoke to the Wheat Baker, and they were wonderful as well. They said, look, if it's for a cause, like peace, and we know what you're about, we know about your work, we'll definitely support you. So I'm so happy that we made it. For a minute, I didn't think we were gonna make it. You know what it's like planning an event? Everything goes wrong, everything, you don't hear from people, like, oh my God, maybe they're not gonna show. But everybody's here, and everybody showed up. And you showed up. So, you know, give yourself a hand, give yourself a hand. You guys have turned up today, and that really means a lot. So thank you. We wanna have some fun, okay? We wanna have some fun tonight. It's a rainy night. What else will we be doing? Watching TV. Let's have some fun tonight. We've got some great artists coming to perform different types of music. We've got a little classical, we've got spoken word, we've got poetry, we've got singer-songwriters, so we've got a nice array of musicians. And in between each, you know, we'll talk a little bit about peace. I think we've got another artist who's going to come and talk about conflict, conflict resolution. So everything we do, everything that's being sung, is all going to be connected to this idea of promoting peace and spreading peace and understanding that we need a more peaceful world. We certainly need a more peaceful Africa. Okay? We certainly need a more peaceful Africa. Okay? And it's, you know, I'm proud of this gathering, because this gathering tells me that I'm not the only one who thinks that. Okay? You're all here because you too believe that we need a more peaceful Africa. So if this can be the beginning of something big, where we get a lot more support. And once a year, even if it's just once a year, hold a concert just to promote and celebrate peace. Get more artists coming in, get more support, get more funding. No funding here. No, we're here, no money. So it tells you that you don't always need money. Some people don't always do things for money. Some people do things for cause, because it's the right thing to do. And that's what this is about, doing the right thing. So once again, thank you very much. Have a great, great evening. I'll be checking in. I'll be prodding some of you guys along the evening because I really want to make sure that you're having fun. There's tea and coffee outside. Help yourself, bring it back in. There's a bar, get a drink, come back in. But most of all, just enjoy, okay? We want, I just seen some people like that. We want to have fun. We want to celebrate, and we want this, to be, we want everybody to leave with something, okay? Even if it's a nice tune or just a nice experience, a little bit of inspiration. We want everybody here to leave with something, okay? So I'm going to kick it off. I just want to play a very peaceful. I want to play a very peaceful tune. Not all the music's going to be peaceful, but some of the music's going to be peaceful tonight. We don't want to be too. But I'm going to play a little peaceful tune right now, okay? Just to start it off, and then I'm going to get out of everybody's way, and then I'm going to let these wonderful artists come and really perform for us. And it's not about me tonight. It's really more about them. They've come out their way. They were busy, so I really want to give them the time. But let me just play a little peaceful song. It's a folk song, Spanish folk song. El Noir de la Mare. It means Son of the Virgin. I see it as a prayer. I see this piece as a prayer. So sometimes, when I give a concert or about to do an event, I like this piece because it's almost like it's a prayer for peace. So I'm going to use that to kick it off, and then boom, let the artists rip. They're all ready, and let's enjoy some music. Okay, guys? So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really. Thank you very much. I just wanted something very mellow and something very prayerful and peaceful, just to kick things off. Now let's get the party started, or let's get the show started. Fatty, you ready? Okay. So Fatima's coming on. I think they're going to do a solo and then they're going to do a duet, right? Yeah, okay, good. So Fatty is mezzo soprano. Yeah, Houston trained, and she's got a group of wonderful musicians. And what's great about tonight, guys, is that it's going to be a nice little mix. We're going to do a little classical, we're going to do a little folk, we're going to do a little spoken word. It's going to be a nice little mix. So really, really, guys, have fun. So let me get out of here, get out of everybody's way.
Good evening, everyone. I'm also going to sing the short prayer by Enya, May It Be.
May it be
all up for Ayobankolis Adura Fumalafia. coming. Enjoy the evening.
Hello. Good evening. I have a question, and my question is, what is peace? Is peace the absence of strife? Is peace that place we go to at the end of our life? Is peace that silence at the end of any quarrel with your husband or wife? Is peace that little thing that we get after every meal? Or is peace something that actually lets people heal? The idea really, even as the world is global, is to make peace the focal and just use our talent as a vocal instrument and a talent to make people hear. Because the lack of peace is what causes fear. And I know if we get together and share, more people will begin to care and not let the fear into their hair. See, be aware that these things are like viruses. These things take away, they are minuses. These things are words and they affect our nerve and they make people just swerve from the curve, and the curve is life. So what is peace? Is it the absence of strife? Is it that thing we go to at the end of life? Is it that silence at the end of a quarrel with your husband or wife? What is peace? What is peace? What is peace? Thank you. So we are coming here to actually share. And I know everybody here does care. You know, and we are aware that things are happening everywhere. Not just here in Nigeria, which is our area. Not people running around helter-skelter, both in here and the Niger Delta. Not those guys causing harm, calling themselves Boko Haram. Not those guys who are Fulani cattle going to each other's farms and just disturbing the calm. We know that even in other places, in other areas, North and South Koreas, we know people who are trying to jump. Even some people who are trying to trump and stomp and saying that it's okay on both sides, they're okay, but it's not okay because we know the true way. And the thing is not to stray. We know we can pray, but this is another way. So I'm just here to relay that we'll do it today and we'll continue to do it in every way that we can. Thank you. Let me introduce someone who does his thing in a way only he can. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce Tony the Emperor. Thank you.
Good evening. Are you having a beautiful night? I see beautiful faces around.
Oh, write another song for you. Let me sing another song to you every day. Tell me what you know, I will tell you what I know. Every day and every night, I'll show you where love is right. Oh, baby, comes I am loving you right now. Tell me what you want to be to know. I love you so much every day. No, you want me to be with you, my lover and my joy. Love to be with you in every way. I'm sorry if I can't right now, but I will love you endlessly. I love you truly, totally, everything. Oh baby, yes, I'll always do it all. So I with my heart, I with my soul, and everything I own. Oh baby, yes, yes, I'll always do it all. I pledge to you, my baby, baby girl, everything. To you I owe my all, to you I owe my trust. My darling self, oh my baby, for you, I'll do everything. Sweet and deepest oceans,
Calling out praise is fine. I'm going to be doing a song titled Our Amen.
Everything I do every time. Take one step and take one bite. Say one thing to say another. Do what you wanna do every time you wanna do whatever you wanna do, baby. Don't think you say what you say. Don't say you think what you think. Everything you do, I'll always want you to thank me. Love me for who I am right now.
wouldn't talk to me. You wouldn't walk with me. Don't feel shame, give me lójú, everybody. Àṣàkẹ́, ẹlẹ́yinjú ẹgẹ́ jọ̀wọ́, má dojú tì mí. Pa mí sílé kó sinmi kí ọmọ aráyé má rí ẹ̀sìn mi lóde. Stay by my side, baby, because I'm in despair. I fear just palpitations in my chest, lest your love leaves me. Ìwọ ni mo fẹ́ fi ṣe aya. Kò dúró tì mí, lójò, lẹ́rùn, àti ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ojúṣọ̀nà fún mi mo tọ̀ àwọn àgbà. Mo ní kẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Let me learn. Bí Ṣàngó ṣe ṣọkọ fún Ọya. I want to learn so I can be much more. Àṣàkẹ́. Àṣàkẹ́. Jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Say time is money. It's why I'm seeking Benjamin's watch. Running businesses on Old Testament thoughts. My temperaments are lost in harsh realities. I'm now old, but it seems casualties are sticking on the news. I paid my dues. Morning tears for lost Jews trying to resist Yahoo. Temptations. Schemers wearing youths. Fighting for the loots in the Niger Delta. A kidnapped baby is crying because she can't find her helper. Helter skelter. Mothers they run. As many sons have turned targets of occultic guns. I've got my eyes on the crown of success. Like Rolex reading the Quran, I sit in the balcony and watch the sunsets. An economic analysis is done with the eyes of the eagle. And in the face of dirty politics and robberies and poverty, I decipher the lines of a young man's wrinkle. These are the lines of a young man's wrinkle. These are the lines of a young man's wrinkle. These are the lines of a young man's wrinkle. So I look up in my horizon where light was shone, remembering blood relations and families gone, goods and evils done, prophecies haven't come to pass, so I blast like guns. My visions are like bullets into the future where a world is born. Family bonds, once broken and sealed, so a youth try to go legal, but it's hard breaking up the old of these dirty deals. Trying to keep it real, but still, it's hard being a man. my girl left me for a Yahoo boy cruising a C-class Benz. So, Pepe gas rest. But until then, I no go relent. For pain, pain's words. The only ones letting ears to our cries are these walls. But these walls are junkies filled with cracks. Admirals attack and they snatch your bag. See these politicians stashing our monies like rising stars. Yeah, rising stars. Only the rich know it. The lines of a young man's wrinkle. These are the lines of a young man's wrinkle. These are the lines of a young man's wrinkle. Adebola o. Ìṣọ̀lá ọmọdé, ọmọ ìyọ́lá ṣe mí ọmọdé Gbóyèga. Ìṣọ̀lá, ọmọ Tápà, adé ọmọ ọba olóòjò tí gbójò. Òjòkú mo sè mo jalú ọmọ arógun díyàn. Mo délé mo kí ẹ o, Adébọ́lá ọmọ ọba. I am that pride. The fruit beneath the tree. I am that pride. The beauty adorned in the heritage. I am. The son of lions by generations. Generation I am, X. Generation Y. Generation Z. A new sprout of trite lineage. Apparent I am. Blue by the blood. Blue peel within the skin. On my day of birth, I came by umbilical. Blue by the curds. So the trumpet was blown like in biblical times. So cynical minds aligned for this blue-eyed melanin bundle of royalty. A gathering of Thomases, doubtful eyes before whom I was born, of no loyalty to dreams. I beam sweetness to life like molasses. Adebola, I am. The crown to greatness, I am. The throne to greatness, I am. The twin to whom defeat and mediocrity are no food. The tasteless, I am the twin. I am. I am the twin. I am. I am Rest the poet. Adebola, Rest the poet. I am. He is Tony the Emperor. Remember these names. And he's Shogo the talking drummer. I am the twin. Ìjìrẹ́ ará ìsoko, ẹkún jọ bí arọ́mọsẹ̀, òde kílékún, okun ọ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀ tẹrùtẹrù, wíní lójú orogún, ìjìwọ̀rọ̀ lójú ìyá rẹ̀, ọ̀bẹ kìsì bẹ́kẹ́sẹ́, ọ̀fẹ́sẹ̀ méjèèjì bẹ́ sílẹ̀ alákìsà. Ọmọ sọ alákìsà di oní ìgbà aṣọ. Bùnmi ń bá ọrẹ lé, mi ń padà lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. inú àgbá orí igi rẹ́fẹ́ ojú ní pókí ìrù ní gọ̀lọ̀ èmi lè jí rí o Adébọ́lá èmi lè jí rí o. I am Rest the Poets and it's a pleasure doing this.
Everybody's enjoying it. A nice mix, a nice blend. We're celebrating peace. Thanks so much, Rez. That was awesome. And now, John Paul, let's go. So, John Paul's going to come and do some more. And we got some more artists, a nice lineup. So, it's going to be good.
over. Please do enjoy. It's a popular one. Feel free to join in if you want.
I see the blue for me and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the skies, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? I hear them saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow, yeah. They're much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Take it over. And you'll just tap your fingers for me.
This, click with the flow, watch how I spit, whip any strokes, stack up the chips. One life to live, this is what I could give. I'm putting my heart on the platter for this, yo. Now, did it take you too long? See, so I may make a gimmick now. Hey, put a clap on the sun, let's go. Hey, this not rap, go make una. This not rap, go make una. Hey, this not rap, go make una. Hey, this not rap, go abba. Hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, Gabba. See, this not rapping gon' make una. Hey, this not rapping gon' make una. Hey, this not rapping gon' make una. Hey, this not rapping gon' Abba, Abba, hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, Gabba, Abba, hey, kitty mama, kitty mama. Kitty mama, kitty mama, kitty mama, kitty mama, kitty mama, kitty mama. Abba, 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 abba. Thank you very much. Following song I'm going to perform is a song called Thriller, and I come from the Niger Delta, obviously. And you know, the region was filled with a lot of conflict, and when I was asked to be part of this, you know, a story came to my mind. While, you know, the conflict was really heavy in Port Harcourt, I used to live really near the waterside, the creeks. And so when the militants and the Nigerian army were fighting, Apaches were practically flying over my house. And it really did feel like a war region at that time. But I was able to come out from all of that and be like a beacon to, you know, my fellow friends and people within my region. and I did very well in music. I won an award, Channel Award, and I remember moving to Lagos, and everybody was like, oh, we know MI, we know Monai, we know, oh, you are sure, who are you? So I had to write a song, to kind of reintroduce myself to this new audience. And it goes something like this. See, I'm the freshest on the scene. What you talking about? Fresher than Listerine. Swivel all in your mouth. And I spit it really clean, so I clear your doubts. And I'm doing pretty well for a kid from the south. See, I'm the freshest on the scene. What you talking about? Fresher than Listerine. Swivel all in your mouth. And I spit it really clean, so I clear all your doubts. And I'm doing pretty well, yo. She wanna know my name, so I told her Umbrella. She said, I heard you big down south Godzilla. I said, I hope you know. Do you know what you talking about? I'm about to make your whole wall quiver. She said, I think I've seen you somewhere, Umbrella. It was an award show, Carnival City. How did you do it? I said, what you talking about? I'm the biggest down south, go figure. She said, I heard you moved out here to lag. It's a lovely city plus the lifestyle fab. No matter what you do, never show up in a cab. Cause if you get your hustle right, you cook up a jag. Allocation paper, homie, I don't like to brag. I got a little oil money stack in my bag. My back pocket swole. Really ain't that horrible. I represent a city that is really wonderful. I know you heard stories, but it's exaggerated. Some of them are true, but it ain't all related. I understand your fears, but you now acting jaded. Passing up the next best city after Lagos. And we don't give up, cause nothing can ever face us. Everyone knows everyone like neighbors. The ladies too hot, the brothers real players. A PH City gave me the award. She wanna know my name, so I told her Umbrella. She said, I heard you big down south Godzilla. I said, I hope you know. Do you know what you talking about? I'm about to make your whole wall quiver. She said, I think I've seen you somewhere, Umbrella. It was an award show, Carnival City. How did you do it? I said, what you talking about? I'm the biggest down south, go figure. Yeah, she shaped like a buttermilk, and she got more stems than Gulliver. Live life really fast on the throttle bar, but you want more twist like Oliver. I so I spit it to you, feel it kicking original lyrics. How I spit it to you, pretty ladies feel it, live it. It's how my flow come easy. Sometimes my money corny, real cheesy. Sometimes I'm under pressure, real busy. Sometimes I got the swag on Weezy. Most times I'm just laid back, pick stack, great track, hold on, playback. Sometimes I'm just chilling, I'm skilling, my mic speed killing, I'm straight and drilling, yo. Sometimes I'm just nonchalant, but there's much to what you see, but I'm the wrong. She wanna know my name, so I told her Umbrella. She said, I heard you big down south Godzilla. I said, I hope you know. Do you know what you talking about? I'm about to make your whole wall quiver. She said, I think I'll see you somewhere, Umbrella. It was an award show, Carnival City. And how did you do it? I said, what you talking about? I'm the biggest down south. Go. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, another hand. That was wonderful. Really nice rap, really nice lyrics. Thank you very much. That was awesome. Okay, is it Shazy who's next? Have you got the audio? You ready? Okay, let's welcome Shazy. Shazy's going to come in and do a couple of numbers.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shazy. I'm going to be doing something very different. Just sit back, relax, and listen. Okay, I do true life stories. It's a true life story. Yeah, you might feel some kind of way, but Just enjoy it. You shall not turn back. Look all you are, look all you are. You shall not turn back on a journey of glory times. You shall not turn back. Look all you are, look all you are. You shall not turn back on a journey of glory time. On the Ibadan Expressway, one day on our way to Isoko village, me and 7 friends making it. We want to go and celebrate our friend's birthday. Everybody was happy in the motor. We were gisting and we were snapping photo. On our way we branched to buy pito, kuli kuli alata, emaboshi ludo. It was a very smooth journey, but the tanker came closer. And it was a smooth journey till the Okada entered the front of the tanker. The tanker man lost control, and the tanker was filled with full petrol. He hit the Okada and then fell on the road. Before we know, the tanker exploded. We saw fire in front. Our driver stepped on the brake at once, but our bus began to somersault. It went on and on for a while and stopped. All my friends were gone. I felt a bit like I was shot with a gun. All my face was filled with blood, cause my head was down and my leg was up. Everybody died except me, and the fire was still coming near me. I didn't have the strength to shout help me. Even if I do, no one could hear me. But the fire stopped in front of the bus, so just 2 feet away. Then I begin to hear the siren and horn of the fire brigade. Yeah, you shall not turn back. Look all you are, look all you are. You shall not turn back on a journey of glory time. You shall not turn back. Look all you are, look all you are. I say, you shall not turn back on a journey of glory time. Adeola was to make a journey, and the journey was against the wish of her mommy. Let the driver take you there. Oh mommy, she said, I am now a big girl, don't worry. She entered the public bus, and the bus was filled with men and boys. As soon as the conductor closed the door, she began to lose your last love. She woke up inside the forest. Her purse was gone and the phones in her pocket. She could hear the sound of frogs and crickets. She could see some guys with guns and machetes. Yeah. Mommy, I don't die, oh. She said it with tears from her eyes, oh. But I refuse to be used for sacrifice, oh. I will not die in the name of Jesus Christ, oh. Jesus. I don't be Jesus. I know they call that name for yeah. How many you? Jesus. Jesus. If you call that name again, my hello. Jesus. Hey, I told my Jesus. Holy boy, only vision go up your Jesus. Jesus. Oh yes. The Abalis ran out of the room. He said, we are not set her loose on now. Go my push yellow, go my feet, go my coats yellow. Adeola escape, she and her mother sing with Emma lo, Emma body, or John say me back on you shall not say back, look how you are. Sing along with me now. You shall not say back on a journey of glory time. You shall not turn back. Look how you are, look how you are. You shall not turn back. God bless you. Thank you. I'm going to be doing another song. That one is not for. Is it for kids? Is it a big one? It's quite well. Where's the phone? Sorry about that. Alright, so this one, I'm sorry, I didn't come like live. This was gonna be like, you know, like Miami kind of thing, but I did this song for this program and, you know, just enjoy it and enjoy it. Ready? Yeah.
Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is yet to come. I'm living today now. I'm living today now. Don't you fight no more. Drop your knives and drop your guns, and come and sit down. Come and sit down. Yeah. Everything you see when you look at me is all vanity. Vanity. Yeah. Why would you kill a fellow being just for money? Just for money. Cause it's too cold. It's too cold for the sun to shine. For the sun to shine. It's too cold. It's too cold for the rain to dry. For the rain to dry. See, the only way out of trouble sometimes is the way through it. Is the way to it. You, yeah. You wanna be the king of the jungle. But yeah, there comes the lion to face you. If you run, it will chase you. If you only pray when you are in trouble, then you are in a real trouble. In a real trouble. The single wanna marry, and the tarry for the marry wanna go single. Wanna go single, cause it's too cold. It's too cold for the sun to shine. For the sun to shine. It's too cold. It's too cold for the rain to dry. For the rain to dry. It's too cold. Oh no, it's too cold. For the kids to smile. For the kids to smile. Yeah, so cold. Very cold. For eagles to fly. For eagles to fly. So let there be love. Let there be feeling. Lower your guns and increase the peace. No more war. No more killing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let there be love. Let there be feeling. Lower your guns, increase the peace. No more war. No more killing. Oh yeah. It's too cold. It's too cold for the sun to shine. For the sun to shine. It's too cold. It's too cold for the rain to dry. For the rain to dry. It's too cold. Oh no, it's too cold for the kids to smile. For the kids to smile. Yeah, so cold. Very cold for eagles to fly. For eagles to fly. It's so cold. Very cold, oh. So cold. Super cold, oh. Stop the fighting. Stop the killing. Stop the war. Let there be love.
dying, yeah. Oh please, it's so cold. Let me go. Or eagles to fly, or eagles to fly. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. God bless you. Shady.
Thank you very much, Shazy. That was awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very beautiful. Two very beautiful songs. I like especially the second one about peace. I really, really liked it. Very nice. Okay. Let's have another female, because I think, you know, it's been a bit biased towards men. So Eva Johnson is here. Really, really excited and really happy and honored. Do you need a mic or you do? Okay, you can. And then after Eva Johnson, we'll have the violinist. Okay, great. Remember, there's tea, coffees outside. Feel free to, you know, help yourself. Bring them in. You know, just relax. And there's a bar as well if you want to get some drinks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Miss Eva Johnson. I will be performing two poems for you today. The first is Average Girl, and the second is Samson Sweet. Samson Sweet is the one that really talks about oppression and peace. But first of all, Average Girl, which deals with it's an obvious poem, so you'll know what I'm talking about once I get into it. But it deals with something that's very, very important, a big issue that we have, that we seem to be having a prevalent issue, that I want everyone to please listen and enjoy. Average girl, not a sinner, not a saint, lost in her own world, sitting still enough to paint. Straight shoulders, slumped shaped silhouette stain. Pain. And she's beautiful, right? But her beauty's a little quaint. And it's because she's confused, battling heart issues, been dumped and used, and she wants to refuse, but can she afford to lose what little affection allows her to smile at her reflection? You see, Mama doesn't care. And Papa was rarely ever there. But when he was there, he penetrated her bed. I'm talking front and rear, short legs, almost tear, round face, oozing fair, fluttering tears, uttermost despair. But you don't care. You see her. Curl into the solitude that is her peace and her prison. You see her. Happiness is fleeting, joy lasts only for a season. You see her. Tainted smile every once in a while. But you don't care. See, it wasn't just Papa. It was him and Uncle Moses that ruined her innocence, treated her life with lackadaisical complacence, like it lost the very essence of the life it was living, of the youth it was grieving, of the hurt she was weeping. She don't care. You see her.
muster the words to speak, but you purse her lips every time. You see her trying not to concede defeat, but you push her down every time. You see her tainted smile every once in a while, but you don't care. See, I can't point a finger, because 3 point back my way, so my guilt does linger of condoning objectification, teaching girls that their worth is only in a man, teaching boys that girls are toys made for every man to amass as many as he wants, as often as he wants, because boys don't fornicate, and fornication only applies to Sister Kate. But we must begin to educate that women and men are great, that value is in the fact of life itself, that the problem of abuse is with the abuser, him or herself, that the problem of abuse is with the abuser, him or herself. And any society that puts the abuser on a pedestal, podium, platform, shelf, really abuses itself. See, average girl could be your mother, your sister, a stranger, or a friend, but when you see the average girl walk past you with a half smile, go the extra mile to heal her hurt, even if only for a little while. You see her. Tainted smile. Every once in a while. Do you care? Do you? Thank you. Thank you very much. The second poem, like I said, is about oppression. I wrote it on a day when I read a story that some of you might be familiar with about some guy who killed a lion, and then honey was, I think some honeybees then fell in the carcass of the lion and they made some honey. In case you don't know, that's from the Bible. And then he gave a riddle to some other guys saying, out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something. So I thought that was really poetic. And so I wrote something, as poets do, right? So please, play when you're ready. Okay, so that's decided not to work. So let's do something else, shall we? I can do it a cappella. eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. No longer is the predator permitted to pretend and pounce on powerless prey. We are powerful now, we are powerful. We pray. The predator is in a precarious position where he must permanently produce produce for the prosperity of this previous playthings. We are prosperous now, we pray. Drowning in a pool of his own tomato blood, rich and red like tomato juice, he realized that just because someone has less doesn't justify you to give them less than your breast or teach them unjust. Drenched from his furry head to his flat feet, flat back limbs at 90 degrees, for those he once used as mere tools, he has become a footstool. Be patient, be kind, be just, you must be gentle, be nice, just because. Be patient, be kind, be just, you must be gentle, be nice, just because. You see, the oppressive are oppressive because in their own eyes they're so low that they have to push others down so they can be a little bit high. But when you rest in the Most High, you rest your head on the rock that feels like a pillar. You stay alive and yet you rest in peace. Every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Every day for the proud, one day for the loner. Every day for the proud, one day for the lower. Every day for the low, one day for the Out of the eater, we finally found something to eat. Out of the strong, we became strong shoulders for others to lean on. Ain't that sweet? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Fantastic, thank you. And I like the way you improvise. Sometimes, things never go according to plan when you're performing. And the artist has to improvise, and that was good improv, should I say. So well done. Another hand for that. It's never easy coming up and performing, as you know. So, for those of us who are doing it and doing a good job, we salute you. So thank you so much. Okay, some strings. Where's our violinist? David? Okay, yeah. Let's get some soothing violin music, and then I think Fatima will come back, and we've got some other artists. So I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Hope you're enjoying the music. Hope you're feeling very peaceful. Thank you. Thanks once again for coming out and being part of this Peace Festival. I've been very excited with the mix of talent and artists, and really enjoyed some of the music, and hope you guys have as well. Okay. David, that's him, violin. mean, so soothing. The violin is so soothing. I mean, when you're celebrating peace, you can't do a lot about it. It's just so peaceful, so soothing. Thank you so much. Fatima Urami is going to come and sing for us again. Please give a hand for Fatima.
for all of us. So you can join in as soon as you can. We all know this song, so enjoy, join in.
Thank you so much. Peace in our hearts, peace in our homes, peace in the nation and the world. Yeah, when you've got a peace festival, those are the words that are really resonating. So thank you, that was wonderful. Okay, I think my man, Tope, is ready to come and inspire us again. You're the man. Thank you.
This is a secret, but I found out that there's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. There's a me inside of me that doesn't feel me. See, I look inside of me, I see a me none of you can see. But every time I try and be that me that I see, this me that you see drags me back and lets me be the me that you see. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. There's a me inside of me that doesn't feel me. See, The only enemy that be fearing me is the enemy on the in of me. The only enemy that be fearing me is the enemy on the in of me. Is that enemy on the in of me that makes me wake up at 3:30 and eat anything I see? Now do you see the E? There's a me inside of me that is trying to kill me. There's a me inside of me that doesn't feel me. Every time I sleep, I'm sleeping with the enemy. Every time the Lord calls me and says, son, come up and win, that's when the me inside of me hides himself inside sin. Every time I try and be like that, this me drags me back. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. Free me! Why they talk like thee? You come they form in front of all these people you see, say there's a me inside of me trying to feed me. When you carry Kelechi go VGC, they enjoy the, not be me and you enjoy the E. When you they drink every time, they social, it not be me and you they enjoy the E. You can't go here and say, he's trying to kill me. There's no me inside of me, now me and you they enjoy the E. When you they walk around for past 3, and those guys with the E, C, D, you feel say that you then they see now me. Now me they save D. So when they come here, they say, they say, excuse me. I said, there's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. And I can be better than what you see. And it doesn't matter how I be. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me, and I'm my own country. So how do I stop me? Do I kill me? Because it's still me. If me causes harm to me, throwing Boko Harams to sea, how do I stop me from being me? There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. I'm the planet Earth, you see. And the people that are trying to kill me are me, you see. It's not outside aliens coming from another nation to change my situations. They're the ones killing me and thee. So there's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. I am the tree, and you eat me. There's a me inside of me that's trying to kill me. Thank you. This piece is called Who Am I? And I ask this all the time. Who am I? 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 I'm God's answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. I am God's answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. See, God was dwelling in eternity for all eternity, and all eternity always used to say, you're the key. All the elders and the angels used to say, you are the he. The 24 angels used to throw their crowns on the ground and say, you are the he. But you see, he found that there was no one that was like he. See, it's possible to be surrounded by so many people and be the Alpha and Omega and the one and only and still be lonely. So he decided to pray to himself, for himself, by himself, and he brought out me. He looked inside of himself and he brought a little of him, and that's when my journey with him did begin. Who am I? Who am I? And God answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. See, he wanted someone who was like him, someone who could talk like him. Someone who wasn't just telling him, yes, sir, hallelujah. Someone who could tell God, go. See, I know they feel your flow. Say you be God, now you know. And that's why the whole of heaven rejoices when you make him your choices. And he's giving us our own unique voices. Who am I? Who am I? I'm God's answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. So you see, when he said that it's not good for a man to be alone, he knew what he was talking about because he had that previous tone. So he used to come down every evening to talk to his me and say, my guy, what do you see? And eventually, so that we could be. And you see, he's not in time, so he's still in that line. He wants to talk to you. Who am I? Who am I? I'm God's answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. You see, man decided that they had the power. So they gathered together. They wanted to make a tower. And that tower was going to be heaven. And God saw and was like, man, these brethren were going to make it. So he decided to come down and shake it, and he decided to scatter because it didn't matter. He decided to change. He decided that this was strange. The greatest thing that he has given us and affects his nerve is the spoken word. Because with those words you can create, you can reinstate, you can raise the deceased, you can speak peace. Who am I? I'm God's answered prayer to himself, for himself, by himself. Thank you.
Thank you, Papa. That was awesome. What a great spoken word artist. I'm always inspired by his work. Everywhere I see him, everywhere he performs, he's always so inspiring. I think at this point, it might be a good idea to invite Rebecca. Rebecca is a peace conflict storyteller, poet storyteller. And Rebecca, why don't you come on and talk a little bit about, just want to always bring us back to what this is all about, which is peace and, you know, ending conflict around the globe, but especially in our continent, Africa. So please, Rebecca. Not too long though, because we're running for time, but we still have more artists, so please.
Hi everyone, can we please give another round of applause for all the artists that are and I've been sitting at the back clapping like a crazy woman because everyone has just been so fantastic. So I'm supposed to talk, you know, but because I've heard so many people do so much wonderful things, I feel compelled, you know, for all of us to sing this song together. Redemption song, we all know it. Old pirates, yes, they arrived. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. On my head the maester on. By the end of the Almighty, we fought this generation triumphantly. Come on, everybody. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? That's all I've ever heard. Redemption song, redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. I've no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop the time. Oh, how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Now it's your time. Won't you help to sing? Come on, tap. This song of freedom, that's all I ever heard. Redemption song is a song of freedom. Clap for me now. Okay, so what I do, I work as a peace conflict, I won't say expert, specialist. I work on peace resolution, conflict resolution, work with United States Institute of Peace to train emerging leaders on how to tell their own stories, you know, as a peace building tool. And I really don't have to advocate for that here because that's what you've been doing. You know, people have been expressing themselves through songs, through spoken words, and I just feel all I need to do is just to say, please keep it up. And to also let you know the importance of what you're doing. A research was done recently in many countries, conflict-ridden countries. And one of the triggers of conflict that was established was lack of voice. So you'd say things like extremism, you say things like unequal distribution of resources, you say things like injustice and lack of voice. You would think that's an obvious thing, you know, that can easily be transformed, but no. Everywhere in the world, young people generally do not feel like they are able to express themselves, and that is a trigger of violence. And for me personally, I take it as a personal mission to provide that platform to encourage people to be able to express themselves, to be able to, in any way, spoken words, poetry, song, guitar playing, violin playing, anyhow, any way, in any form, be able to express yourself. Another aspect of peace, that is often overlooked, is the aspect of trauma healing. A few years ago, I was involved in a hit-and-run accident that left my face, like totally battered. I never got a chance, to speak to the person who did this to me. I didn't ask for this. It was a normal day, and my life was transformed in an instant. And I knew how easy it was for a victim to become a perpetrator because of the inbuilt anger and the inbuilt frustration and desperation, because I could not express that this is what I am feeling right this moment. And I remember all the peace work I've been doing, Niger Delta, different parts of the world. There are people who have lost parents in violent conflict, people who have been raped, people whose life savings is gone, people whose homes burnt. And they keep it inside. They cannot express. That is a ticking bomb waiting to explode. And so I'll just enjoin us. I won't take time because I know this is supposed to be a fun time and not to depress us, but to know that there is a need for that platform to be created for people to express. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Straight from the horse's mouth, somebody who's involved with peace, conflict issues around the continent, certainly around the country. So I just thought it was a great opportunity to have her come to this festival. Okay, is Macca ready? Yes. Macca's ready. Let's get back to the music. Singer-songwriter, let's set some wonderful tunes. I think you've got the keyboardist. Keyboardist ready? Okay, give it up for Macca.
Good evening. I'm going to be singing a song titled Ife. Ife is love in Yoruba, and it's all about it questions love and what we're going to do with love if it comes to us, and it encourages us to keep spreading love. I've been searching for a while now, but I can't seem to find you. I've been here for some time now, but I don't know if it's true. If on your bola de kubo, are you for real? Myself, I know minded, for I joined the movement, but I don't know if it's for me. Tabari Ife, Kila Mafishel, what you gonna do with it? Hey, Tabari Ife, Kila Mafishel, what you gonna do with it? Are you gonna waste it? Are you gonna save it? Are you gonna hate it? Are you gonna throw it away? Tabari fell, kila mafishel. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with it? Many people say those 3 words. You see, they say them every day. And many people, they won't even know it, even if it hits them in the face. Say I love you, but tell me what you gonna do for me. Is your pocket kinda hefty too? Say I love you, but tell me, baby, will you drop it for me before I go fly you to Peru? Tabari Feo, Kila Michelle, what you gonna do with it? Hey, yeah. Tabari Feo, Kila Michelle, what you gonna do with it? He says, what you gonna do with love if you find it? Ooh, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do if it comes to you? Say, what you gonna do with love if you find it? Hey, what you gonna do with love? Are you gonna waste it? Are you gonna save it? Are you gonna hate it? Are you gonna throw it away? Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Tabari Feo, Kia Michelle, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. Oh, how beautiful. What you gonna do with it? Oh, beautiful. Okay, I'm absolutely honored and delighted to have the Goodwill Ambassador for Nigeria in the house, Ella Joyne. He's gonna come now and perform for us. And he's been so patient, and I'm really happy. It just shows what a Goodwill Ambassador has, that patience, that humility. Please come up now. And please come perform. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. Let me get here. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ambassador Ella Joyne. I'm a director for Nigeria Goodwill Ambassadors. So we engage in different kinds of humanitarian endeavors. So this is what we easily think we gravitate towards something like this. This is a brilliant initiative. So just a round of applause for all of you. All over the globe. It's beautiful. With this, we can help change the narrative of the negative talk around Nigeria and Africa as a whole, and the world as a whole. So I wasn't really here to perform. Came here with two special people. Came to support, of course, but I came with two special people who I'm also blessed to manage. I'm thrilled, the round of applause. Another special person who is on the come up, who is doing great things. His name is Surprise Yusuf. But just in the spirit of, like what my sister said, she's who is a peace specialist. In the spirit of what is going on, let me just join, I still get out for body small. Still do body. So I'll bring up something, do something special here. I don't really need the music. It's called Niger International. And because we're in Nigeria, there's this stereotypical connotations. Say we know Sabi in anything, and we've proven them wrong over the years. In every facet of our industry, in life, we've blaze the trail. We're doing great things. So without further ado, make a no boy in us. Let me just go in. Can join me if you want to. I mean, I got international, I just gotta let you know. Hey, I mean, I got international, we're moving all over the globe. I didn't tell you. Hey, I mean, I got international, I just gotta let you know. Hey, I mean, I got international. Hey, hey. Okay, thank God Almighty, blessed with the gift to speak, walk so mighty, born so enlightened. I tell you what, I check that I'm what they show because when we walk so incisive. Approach the rock so decisive, can be put in the box. Lines can be more constant and tight. Back in this prime original, yes, nobody my rapping defines. Excellence we don't be no writing. Oh shit, Basha be fire the spirit. Ain't nothing more resilient than the Niger spirit. Never say never, never say die. Anywhere better face, now road, Makawa. Ask what do we have a sharper guys. Go be worldwide instead of fraternized. All those backer guys give them the antagonize. Heavily custody, Africa, we on the rise. One night, hey, I be like that, and then I tell you, I just gotta let you know. Hey, I be like that, international, we're moving all over the globe. I tell you. I be like that, international, I just gotta let you know. Hey, I be like that, international. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, before I talk the crux of the matter. No be saying I talk, we don't talk, not swagger. Call from and the show we get skills plus shakara. SS with the flow, verbally ill, but understand the rap. Get the picture with our 7G cameras. My vocal can be blasted at any challenger. Aburo, you know I'm far from my language. Even the man got the walk on me to Canada. Taste the culture, just to encourage tourism. Check the track record, that's how we stay on the things. All thanks to Jehovah, all for praise and praise. There's no suffering not over cause we stay hustling. International, but it's by our nationality. Stay rational, Mr. Abnormalities. Before we know walls, now we will put the wrong way. Who think for never way forward a broad way? Hey, I mean, I got international, I just gotta dance, you know. Sing along, hey, I mean, I got international, we're moving all over the globe. I mean, I got international, I just gotta let you know. Hey, hey, I mean, I got international, talking to you. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, let's build then. We first create a force build called unity, the peace we then before. still. As I wear my coat of arms a month, I bust real lyrics about Niger, not because I just feel, but sure. Ain't just about 419 or drug deals, kidnappings, militancy, bombs and blood spills, body fashion, singing, acting, sports, we got skills, comedy, even dancing don't become show. That's what I'm really rapping, no better this audio. Where my words can leave a mark, stay forever like fossils. My music, spread of special like the function of nostrils. You'll be on my mind, I wanna God's will. Bring the ace and the ice, rosé, they pop still. Celebration of life is still the top bill. Apply fate of the mind while we don't win. Our future is bright, our land beyond green. Hey, I mean, I just gotta let you know. I mean, we're moving all over the globe. I tell you, hey, I mean, international, I just gotta let you know. Hey, I mean, international. Hey, hey, hey. That's fine.
Going to work.
Let's keep going. Over 2 decades, we're still doing this, so it's amazing to see everybody still doing this, making an impact. Before I leave, I'd like to call someone special. Watch out for him. He represents the streets. So, and there's a whole lot of conflict in the streets. We need to hear another voice from there. Speaking of the streets, like 10 years ago, we had a big song across Africa. If you remember the song, you can say it before he comes up. This Lagos where we day so, this street where they see so, all the people where we sing we love them, any music where we play we do it in our own style, style, we do it in our own style, style, we do it in our own. Styling, styling, we do it in our own styling, styling. Whoever thought Niger could come educate like this, dedicate to elevate, not lifts. Wonder how other Africa fell where foreigners enslaved her kids, some killed, some taken away, yo, kings and ships. Wonder how she feels now when she sees how we come direct. Plus we change the script like Spike Lee, do the right thing. Any profession, even though things they have for Lagos with the enterprising. No, they joke, approach the game down to red line lightly, not Chris Rock, so don't be shocked. How we taking real hip hop from the streets to the mainstream without watering down. Still get the same spins with the whackness. Of course, you know we terminate. Fella Mighty, of course, you know we ever blaze in the mix like Jimmy. You know my power moves ain't static. Every time we end the show, nothing but classic style. Surprise! Please come on. Watch out for him. Just watch out for him. I don't say much. He's going to do some freestyles for you and speak as a voice and a mouthpiece of the street. Oshamo. Wild ride. On the streets is not, but here he is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I believe God us this possible. Because actually, I represent the streets. And I'm really grateful to be here. Actually, this song I'm about to perform, because I'm performing now, and this is the first time I'm having the privilege to perform. Surprise! This occasion, as in occasion like this. So I just have to just hold my phone and just type something. You understand? Based on streetwise. Shamo! Surprise! Okay, sorry, can I have somebody here? Just do anything for me? Anything, anything, anybody, anything, please. Shamo.
DJ Embassy.
Shout out to Embassy, this is DJ Embassy. Just any kid, please. I'm really shy. I was born in the street and I'm raised in the street, but yet we want peace. And no share of the mouth, Nigeria, we want peace. And no share of the mouth, I got there, we want streets. Tibajilo Uro, my call for boy follower, my two graduates alone, come on, Jack, Kayamoa. And what don't come on, Jack, coffee boa, Mother Warrior, Drew, Baba Nino, Iowa. Tibaso stories me, you never believe me. Anyway, Mofeko Deti go view me. Back in the days, till one in secondary school. Tibani Mofera, my Mopesifu. Me o worry, me o little belly, me o too hurry. Surprise, the man now, secondary school, me o funny. Cause I need to come in, get to boss the street. Based on belief, money back up with my feet. Mama face and in the street, Pete or Kada. Mole Maja lady, lucky in my feet your father. Street, Jackie wise. So for me, show you good twice. One rewan of my son, never tell me, paradise. Timo Bakuro, man, you kill it. Color Shanu for me, already a bit me kill it. But Sarah, see it, money back up with my make here. Only me talk and Josie on guess. So much you put him on my shake, yeah, a shower. Money, I was born in the street and I'm raised in the street. But see it, we want peace. I was born in the street and I'm raised in the streets. But see it, we want peace. Orilama, Lava, Nigeria, we want peace. All the way from Ikeja down to the island. We want peace. Fake friends, me I know they send them. God punish them, fire burn them. If they're there for your front, they're gonna smile though. Tabawa they're gonna prank, say they cry though. Waiting I go do to satisfy these people. Or I mean, no one don't you want the pimples. Anyway, their matter is simple. Only if you got a melon and coloca apple. You got my brother, one rawole, not two rawole. Hello, very long, last class, what going kawale. Atari ajana put me surprise, no share money, me must me go with the Duke baby, Tori Gamite. One chance to go on mighty war, buy. Oh, just see what is human. Oh, my row, buy. Arusabo, one on Salo Dubai, Fort Phillips, Baba Yama, she wants she go buy. Okay, I was born in the street and I'm raised in the street, but see it, we want peace. Sheborino, Lava, all the way from Ikeja, and we want peace. No be shere, we want peace for Nigeria, Ebaba, money, we want peace. We want peace. All the way from the streets, we want peace. Ashamo, thanks, God bless.
That was live. Just did that on the spot.
Excellent, what a lovely surprise. Alright, nice one guys. We've really had a great time today, really sharing this message of peace. And this next person exemplifies and embodies that. The most important people tonight are you. You guys have really been amazing. Without you, it would not have been peaceful. That's the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome on stage Kayefi Osha.
thank God, the peacemaker, for bringing this peace into this nation and to the world at large. And thank God for you guys. So, I'm thinking, which one should I perform tonight? Okay. Let me do Manirare. Manirare is a song that is close to my heart because it's about something that happened to me a long time ago. But I'm thankful to God now. I have peace in my heart now. It happened that something happened one time. We had issues at home. We needed somewhere to stay, and there was this aunt of mine said, "Don't worry, guys, come to my house. I'll take care of you guys and all that. Don't mind you." And I was like, okay, fine, she's going to take care of us, let's move in. And so we moved in. You see, it's my people. The first 2 weeks was rosy. Did I say 2 weeks? Maybe 1 week was rosy, familiarity, we were getting to know each other again. And in the second to the third week, things began to change, like, you people want to come and finish my food. And the person would lock our kitchen, we can't eat. But it was bad to the point that she even had to take in her television. I would pay to watch it. And she'd be like, this one every time. She'd be watching music. I mean, I want to blow like Beyonce and the likes now. So I have to watch and see what they do that's making them think. And she'd be like, don't worry, please take that TV out of the living room, take it to my room. And things began to change. And I discovered that the only person that can be good to you is yourself. Nobody owes you anything. But this is Manirare. Hey, I hope you're able to understand the lyrics. It's in Yoruba. Thank you. Okay. And I didn't bring my guitar. And I'm losing my voice already. I had a concert yesterday. You missed. You didn't come. It was great. Okay. Let me do this one that I like so much. It's called Oro. Oro.
Sorry, I should not download this.
Yeah, I wonder why I'm speaking so much Yoruba. Or should I do a song in English? Touch mind. Okay, let me do a short chant. A chant, and then we'll do Oro. Ori? The warrior one. But I like this one, sis. This one is about, I'm talking to my creator now. So if you understand Yoruba, you can also talk to your creator in your own way. Thank you. So when I'm coming. No clap. So let me quickly do Oro. Oro is about my country, our country, Nigeria. God help us. Things have really changed from the way they used to be. Although I met some, but some were from history. And Yoruba will say, somebody of Baba Tom, Haba Roba, and Haroba ni Baba Eton. So, the Nigerian currency is Naira and Kobo, right? So where is the Kobo? Where is the Kobo now? Kobo is gone. God help us. Hey, Solomon, give me A. Hey, is that hey? Ogedemba jelomo, ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé olúgbọ́n, àgbà pé bá lọ́jà, orí ọmọ tuntun wọ́n. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, àràbà túnra mú, ó dùn bá rere. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, àràbà túnra mú, ó dùn bá rere. A long time ago, Naira kan la fi ń ṣebẹ̀ o, ṣùgbọ́n nísìnyí o, ìgbà ti padà. Free square meal, ìyẹn ti di ìṣòro, tipátipá la fi ń jẹun yó. We work so hard, but with nothing to show. So rise, oh compatriots, Nigeria's canopy. Wake up, wake up, wake up, time is fast spent. Ogedemba jelomo, ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé olúgbọ́n, àgbà pé gbà lọ́jà, orí ọmọ tuntun wọ́n. Before he don't tell, Amy Maria Ati solo tabani 20 kobo, Amara tasty time, Ati biscuits only wako. These days it is not the same. Kobo don't die, Naira don't they shake. Mira so biole. Oh, what a shame. So arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call obey. Wake up, stand up, rise up. Time is fast made. I can imagine unto shele na yo lupo. Agbape baloja ore omo tuntun. So arise, O brethren. Time is far to spend. If we have to break it down so we can build it back, it's okay. So arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call obey. Wake up, rise up, stand up. Time is fast made. Everybody, let's go. Ogede bàjẹ́ ló pọ́n, ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé olúwa, àgbàgbégbà lọ́jà, orí ọmọ tuntun wọn. Sing this chorus. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lẹ́yìn o, àràbà tírámù
Awesome. Give it up, Kathy. Yes. What a beautiful way to close the Peace Festival, huh? Mellow, soft, just thoughtful, and it brings us right back to why we're here. Thank you so much. Okay, it's been a great evening. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves and all, enjoyed the wonderful music that all the artists have brought for our benefit tonight, and I've enjoyed it so much, and I'm sure you have. I just want to say a couple of thanks. I want to thank Claes Vallin out in Nickelby, Sweden. He's the global visionary behind this initiative, behind this festival. This festival is streamed live, so they're watching it all over the world. So yeah, you probably didn't realize that. So everybody's been seen globally. So that's great. So I want to obviously thank him because he was the person who brought it together and said, let's have concerts in the US, New Jersey, in Sweden, and in Lagos. And let's start with those three, and then let's now expand. So this hopefully will just keep getting better and better, and anything to make this world a better place, a more peaceful place. So I want to thank him and his team. I'd like to thank Thomas Sadiq, obviously the wonderful partner. Couldn't go without him. Fatima is there, but Fatima Uriani also, you saw her beautiful team, the classical team, the violinist, the bass. I want to thank all the artists who performed tonight. And please give it up for them because, they did it for free, they did it for peace. They did it because it was the right thing to do. They did it for a cause, and we've all got to learn from that, okay? And then I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank the Wigmaker for for supporting us and providing the menu and providing the refreshments. I want to thank Photo Lighthouse, Deji, there he is, see you at the back, doing an amazing job. Thanks, Deji. Couldn't have really done it without him. He's been such a big supporter of mine. All the events, all the things I've done, I couldn't have done it with Photo Lighthouse. So thank you, Photo Lighthouse, for supporting us. But most of all, more than everybody I've mentioned, I want to thank you guys for coming out. It's not easy to come to an event. There's so many events in Lagos. There's so many things pulling on your time. You guys came out, and you guys stayed the distance. So everybody leave and look, people have left, but you guys are with me. So big hand for yourselves. You're the real peace brigade. You're the home people, you're the real deal, you're the real hardcore. So whenever I have an event, I know I can rely on you. So thank you so much. It means so much to me. Before we close, I just want to talk a little bit about peace and make sure that we drive a couple of important things home. Remember, it starts with us, okay? We see a lot of conflict, tribal, religious, in our country, in our continent, around the world. But remember, it starts with us. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of what you don't know. You're afraid of somebody else's culture, somebody else's language, somebody else's family, somebody else's jobs. What is it you're afraid of? Because it's fear that is the real source of conflict. It's fear that's the real enemy of peace. So we've got to make peace with fear. We've got to make peace within ourselves. We've got to make peace with our decisions. You want to get out of that abusive relationship, that difficult marriage. You want to get out of that job that you're not happy in. Make peace with that decision. Okay? So when you make that personal peace with the outcome, that's when things start to happen. And that's when we can build, and that's when we can end. That's when you can let things go. And what's going on in the world is everybody's afraid, and fear and ego is what's dominating. Everybody's like, oh, is that your game? Okay, well, we'll show you. I'm ready. Conflict. But when you now make peace with that fear and suppress that ego and let that spirit come out, that's when we now start to collaborate. We now start to exchange our differences. We now start to say, hey, you know what? Teach me a little bit of this, and I'll teach you a little bit of that. And that's how we now build friendships, wonderful relationships, and that's how we build a better place, a better world. Okay? So it starts with us. It starts with who we are. I got some news earlier this month, damning news, dreadful news, and I had to decide when I got the news, and the news was bad. It was like people were saying, look, you're not going to make it from here. I had to decide, was I going to let the news suppress me? If I allowed it to, there would be no concert. I would have just said to class, look, I can't do it. I've got some bad news. Or was I going to say, no, I'm not going to let any news. I've made a decision. I'm going to make peace with that decision. I'm going to make peace with the outcome. And I'm going to leave everything to destiny and fate. And look what happened tonight. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. But it turned out beautifully. You turned out. You guys really made this festival something. So again, all I can say is, it starts with us. Thank you so much. I can't wait, to work with you again, to see you all again, and to celebrate and promote peace with you all again. You're the hardcore veterans. Have a wonderful evening. Get home safely. Okay? Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I think it's Sunday tomorrow, so get some rest, relax. Okay? And hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for coming out. Give yourselves a big hand. All the very best. Lagos Peace Festival 2017. We look forward to 2018. And it will be even bigger, better, you name it. We're just going to grow from it. We're going to scale it up. Well done everybody. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Let me get some big hugs.